Hello, good morning, good people. Well, wherever you find yourself, please know that we're here with you. Elsewhere in the world, we've had many other interesting events that, of course, always landmark events for the year. And just about some few minutes ago, or if not just within the last 1 hour, we had the Grammy Awards, just climaxing some notable awards to some notable musicians who are dominating the charts, have dominated over the last couple of months, if not years. And I will have to also say that we've had the equivalent of the Oscars, that's the British Film and Television Awards, also taking place. Some interesting awards in there. We have no award here in Ghana. All we have to tell you today is that we'll bring you some interesting lineup for our programming on the AM show this morning. Thanks for joining us. Kojo, good morning to you.
Daddy Ro, good morning to you. And yes, the Grammys were wonderful. Alicia Keys did a great job hosting them.
Yeah, definitely.
The BAFTAs got me excited as well. And coming up in Ghana, the 3 music awards has got everybody talking. It's fast becoming the most credible and reliable music award scheme here in Ghana. I can't wait to find out who will be taking home the joys this year.
Well, definitely. Please make sure that for the next 3 hours, you get interactive with us. Facebook always watches the live. We have a page there, JoyNews on TV. Also make comments on all our posts and some of the interesting things that you think also you can add up to our page. We have a Twitter handle. You can also be watching us live. MyJoyOnline.com is there. We have a channel on YouTube, MyJoyOnline TV. But we have many things for us to talk about this morning, Kojo.
Yes, indeed, we absolutely do. And today is the International Day for Women in Technology and Science. And today we're bringing one of the most prominent women in technology in Ghana. She is the Deputy Director General of CSIR, immediately outgoing Deputy Director General of CSIR, Professor Ensua Mensah. A wonderful woman. You love what she has to say. And by the way, I've known Professor Ensua Mensah since I was a child. You know, she studied at University of Cape Coast, and she was taught by my dad. Fascinating. So today we're going to have a conversation to learn a little bit about how a woman like her and other women in her position have managed to rise through the ranks and become the technological and scientific giants that are leading the sector today.
So we have these and other great conversations this morning. We'll bring you the latest sports headlines. Well, it hasn't been good for Chelsea. They got walloped 6-0 by Manchester City, who are leading the pack as far as their English Premiership is related. So please stay with us. We'll bring you those highlights from the stables of the sports team. Benedict also will be here with the latest highlights and also other leagues in Europe as well. And then we'll bring you the latest news headlines. We'll do a review of the newspaper. So wrap up with some great entertainment on AM Showbiz. Yeah.
You know, I used to think people really couldn't stand Manchester United, but people are really reveling in the failure of Chelsea recently, aren't they?
No, yeah, true. But it's also because Manchester City has won. And if Manchester City wins, it doesn't give the rivals of Manchester United, Liverpool, to be able to win the league subsequently if they win the outstanding match. So, you know, it's just one of those. The permutations are there. But Chelsea, they were woeful, I have to say, yesterday.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was wondering, is there a defense? Is there a defense?
Well, there is, I think.
They could have played against me alone and I'd probably have got a few goals in.
Well, I didn't know you were good at football.
Well, looking at how Chelsea played, I don't have to be good at football to beat them.
Sure.
What a pity. But we'll talk about that a little more.
Well,
later.
so we have to bring you the message of motivation this morning. Kojo, what do you have up your sleeves?
I would like to bring you the message of motivation, but I've yet to see or hear anything. I think we're working on that technically, and we'll bring that to you if we can. But Roland, I mean, coming up later today, one of the things that we hope we get the opportunity to talk about, perhaps during the newspaper review, is how many investigations can there be at the same time into the Ayawaso West Wogon situation. When we do the newspaper review, I think is one of the questions that will come up, because people are asking whether or not this commission, the creation of the commission, somehow negates the possibility of other investigations going ahead. We heard from the secretary of the commission, Kofi Abochi, on News File. He suggests there's no reason why other investigations can't go on. But we still have to come back and ask ourselves, what's the reason why a commission is one of the various probes that the government thinks must happen into this? Why must a commission also happen alongside police investigations and parliamentary probes and so forth? So we'll talk about that later. Now, you will have noticed that lots of stories of children being abused have become rife lately. We heard of the 5-year-old boy whose arm was amputated after he was abused by his stepmother. Then there's the story of an 11-year-old boy who was doused with petrol and set on fire for allegedly spying on a woman in a bathroom. Latest of this is that the police in the area have rearrested the perpetrator of that act. So today on the show, we're going to host some parents and we'll ask how they differentiate between a corrective measure and abuse. As a parent, what do you do when you realize that you're being abusive? Do you even realize you're being abusive? Does your upbringing culminate in an abusive behavior? Today, Dr. Emmanuel Soa, head of the VRA hospital in Accra, Sefam Lord Mensa, and others, including you, hopefully, will join us for that conversation.
Well, some of the bizarre things and the horrid things that we tend to record in our country. And we told you we'll be discussing many other things related to science and technology. And so we'll have that great conversation, all this in one bit. Well, stay with us. We have to bring you the message of motivation.
That's right. And today's message from the morning man is called Taxi. But we're made to understand that we have a bit of a technical problem, so we're going to go ahead and bring you the news, and that comes up right after this.
Stay with us.